Good morning, everybody. It is currently 8:21 in the morning. I decided to do this in real time. I don't know why. Yeah, so today I'm going to be taking you guys on a day in my life as a student at Boston University for our campus chapter, which I'm super excited about. I thought I'd start off my day by logging into the Patient Connect services here and doing my daily COVID-19 symptom attestation survey like a good student does. So basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, BU has us complete this survey every morning so that we can basically just attest to not having any symptoms for COVID. And you complete the survey every morning, you get this little green cleared badge, and it basically just gives you clearance to access the dining halls and all the other buildings on campus. You just kind of flash this badge, and then everyone knows that you're cleared and you're good to go. I also have a COVID test scheduled for today. I get mine done on Mondays and Thursdays, but that's just the schedule that works for me. And before I head down to the dining hall today for breakfast, which I recommend everyone does because breakfast is the best way to start your day and give you some energy, I just like to go over my schedule for the day, check up on any homeworks to make sure that I've completed it all, and just kind of run through what's going to be happening today.
To stay organized and on top of things, I use an app called Notion, and my roommate actually introduced it to me. Basically, I just have my class schedule, to-do lists, and all my different classes organized on the sidebar, and I just click through them, and depending on what I have to do in that day, just say, for example, I have some social science readings to do, so I'll just click over to that tab and I will scroll down. I have all of my assignments written out, and I will scroll down to what assignments I have due for each day, and it just really helps me keep on top of things and helps me stay more organized.
So as today is Thursday, this morning I have a philosophy lecture from 9:30 to 10:45, followed by a rhetoric discussion from 12:30 to 1:20, and an English class from 3:30 to 4:45. If you'll notice, I have all the class locations listed. My philosophy lecture is all on Zoom this semester because my professor was unable to come in person due to the pandemic that we're in, which is totally understandable. My rhetoric discussion is in person. It is limited capacity and the seats are spread out to just kind of minimize contact. And then my English class, I actually just transferred into it about a week and a half ago. So I haven't been able to update my Learn From Anywhere status to make sure that I have a seat in the physical room. So I've been just taking the class on Zoom. To kind of explain what Learn From Anywhere means a little bit more, BU has instituted this policy, LFA, Learn From Anywhere. Basically, even if you're on campus, they send out this little survey every 2 weeks and you fill it out, and depending on which of your classes can be in person or online, you can make your selection even if you're on campus. Obviously, if you are not on campus, then being remote and on Zoom is the way to go, but if you're on campus, you get to decide which classes you take in person and which ones you don't. Me personally, I know that BU is being super safe, so I feel comfortable going to as many in-person classes as I can, but obviously it's different for everyone who attends the university. So now I am getting prepared to go to the dining hall to grab my breakfast and any other foods that I feel like grabbing for the rest of the day. Usually what I'll do is I check the menu that is going to be at the dining hall for breakfast, lunch, and dinner before I go, just so that I know what's where and when I need to use a swipe to get in, whether I like the food that's there or whether I don't, because I'm a very picky eater. So today I checked and I'm really digging breakfast, so I'm gonna grab a couple breakfasts and hopefully they'll last me throughout the day. If not, I can use another swipe to get in. But just for the dining plan for me, I try and limit my swipes to at least 2 per day. So I currently live in Warren Tower B, and I'm really loving the convenience of everything, and having a dining hall inside my building is so nice, so I don't have to wake up in the freezing cold mornings just to grab my iced coffee. Usually before classes, I like to unpack all my food. I'll decide what I want to eat. Basically, they just have grab and go stations, and then they have whatever they have there is listed on like a marquee. So I'll just do a lap through, grab my coffee, and then I'll come back up to my room, kind of eat, de-stress, unwind before my first classes of the day, and then my day kind of just kickstarts off from there. Okay, so So I just finished my philosophy lecture with Dr. Anderson. It's a really interesting class about reasoning and argumentation. I would definitely recommend it. Now I have about an hour before I have a professor conference with my rhetorics professor just to go over our first essay submission. So that starts at 11:40. Right now it's about 10:45, so I'm gonna start on some of my note sets for a couple of my upcoming classes, a little bit of homework, and just kind of format everything. I take all of my notes on my iPad Pro. I have an Apple Pencil that I do that with. I use the app Notability.
On Notability, you can create your own note sets on plain pieces of paper, or you can upload PDF documents, which has been super helpful since a lot of my professors have been doing that, and then I can just upload it straight to the app and write on it directly from there. And I love handwriting as opposed to typing, so this has been a huge thing for me, in addition to just being able to kind of reduce my waste output and not have to use paper as often. But so Notability will organize all of your notes along the sidebar, and then you can make subgroupings underneath them. And so basically we can just take my English class, for example. I have some notes on the Odyssey, which is the last book that we read. So I just kind of take my notes according to what happens in each book. And some of them I like to have different themes for. So this one I did like a leafy green kind of theme. This one I did like little oranges. And when I create my note sets, it's kind of just a fun way to kind of spice up the study process and taking notes, and sometimes it can be a little bit boring.
So I just finished up my professor conference on my essay. Gonna be a work in progress for the next week or so, and I am on my way to my first in-person class of the day, which is RH 103 with Dr. G, who I was just on call with. Also, here is the fit today. We are indeed repping, and I have my gigantic coat because it is freezing outside. Okay, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I just got finished with my rhetoric discussion. Now walking back, gonna go to the GSU, get some work done, and then head back to my dorm for my last class of the day, my 3:30 to 4:45 with Professor Briner. So I just got back from the GSU after doing a little bit of studying, and it's around 3 o'clock, so my class doesn't start for another half hour, so I'm just gonna kind of relax, do a little bit more work, get something to eat, and then I have class for the next hour and 15 minutes, and after that I'm going to get my COVID test, and then probably just study a bunch more before winding down for the night and getting ready for bed. So I just got done with my last class of the day, and now I'm gonna kind of just chill out, do some homework, get a nice little workout in the dorm. FitRec is open, but I just wasn't able to book a time for this week, so I might try and go next week. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going to FitRec. I'll do that, and then I'm gonna go get my COVID test done for the rest of the week and just study, chill, hang out with some friends, and yeah, that's how I plan on spending the rest of my night. Ladies and gentlemen, it is leg day today. I got some resistance bands. It's all I've got to work with in the dorm here right now, so we're about to make it work. Insert workout montage, and don't judge me, please. Sweaty dorm workout for the win. So I'm gonna go run and get my COVID test. There are a few testing centers on campus. Since I live in Warren, I go to the Killichan Center, which is like less than a block away from me. I'm, I think, 700 Commonwealth, and the Killichan Center is 610. So it's just the closest one to me, so I just prefer to go there, and it's snowing right now, so I don't want to walk that far. I'm gonna go, basically, I'll just kind of run through what happens at the testing center, because since it's like freezing and snowing outside, I'm a little hesitant to bring my camera out, and also you have to keep very sanitary in the building, so me like touching the camera probably isn't that good. But basically, you go in, flash your green badge to show that you are cleared, and then you go down to another person who will be standing there, and then you have a barcode for your appointment. You show them the barcode, you go to your check-in, they scan your barcode, you tell them your birth date, and then they hand you a little vial, which is where you will put your actual swab in. You basically do the test all yourself, go into the next room, and someone will be there to help and instruct you if it's your first time, or just kind of like mediate and give you the stuff. But basically you swab each nostril 5 times, put the end of the Q-tip back into your little vial that you were given, all while keeping everything sanitary on the little place setting that they've given you, and then you break off the end of the swab that you were given, cap it, and bring your vial down to the end of the line, which is where you will place it, hand sanitizer up again, and you're done. I'm always in and out within 2 seconds. That's an exaggeration. In and out within 2 minutes, I guess. And I'm back up the elevator and in my room in about 10 to 15. So it's a pretty quick process, and since you have to do it 2 to 3 times a week, I'm really happy that they made it so, which makes it a lot less hectic. I'm gonna go get tested, and then I'll be right back in here to do some more homework because I'm kind of boring, if you haven't been able to tell. Walk to Kilachand was awful because the snow was piercing my face. So glad I'm not going back outside again. Okay, and that just about concludes my day. Didn't really do much. Did some homework at a friend's room and finished it all for the night, and it's 10:30 and I'm gonna watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine and go to bed. So while this may have been a boring day in my life, it was quite realistic in terms of me as a student. This has been a day in my life at Boston University.